Wanted to put y'all in a little bit of tile game, doing a tile shower. And this here is called a story pole. Story pole. Good to know the names of things, reifies it in your mind, makes it a lot more concrete. So you can see how this works. All right, on one side, got this dimension of the tile lined up and marked. And then on this side, got the other aspect of the tile lined up. And what this does, and I'll show you guys how it works in action, but what this does is it allows me to then lay this out visually, because so much of tile is about, you know, having a beautiful, perfect layout. It's almost like a puzzle. And so I'll show you guys how this works. You can also use it for siding. You're putting siding like on a house around windows and stuff. You don't want to have little slivers. You don't want things to be uneven. So a story pole helps you with that. So here's how you'd actually use that story pole. Here I am, I'm doing tile in my shower here, and you could use it to lay out this big rectangle. That's good, and you should do that, but oftentimes I see people don't think about their niche, and it's kind of complicated with offsets, and you know, you got to consider where it's going to end up here and up there and there and there, but also you got to figure out the layout for the niche. So if we take our story pole, put it on the height side, put it at the bottom, okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and make a little mark at one of these ticks and move my story pole up to that mark. And what do I find? But it turns out I would have ended up with a little baby sliver, right there. Tiny little piece of tile that big if I had started with a whole piece down there. That's the type of shit I'm trying to avoid. You see what I'm saying? Direct references are always the way to go. You might say to yourself, I don't need a story pole. I can just take measurements and do calculations and lay things out mathematically. And that's true, and that's actually how most people do it, because most people don't know about the story pole. But there's a rule in construction. And that rule is that direct references of real world materials are always going to be faster and more accurate than anything you do mathematically. Part of it is eliminating even the possibility of oversights. If everything's visual and right there and it takes 2 seconds to say, oh, obviously this is gonna look fucked up, boom. Not only do you save yourself time, but also a potential oversight. But the other thing people don't think about with the mathematical stuff is you're super prone to compounding errors. And things oftentimes do not lay out the way you think that they're going to. But when you have it right there in your hand and you're just sticking it there, it's hard to fuck up.